Well, g'day guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to the latest project, a HMV stereophonic record player. Now this is a customer of mine, Michael, and I'm sure you'll know Michael from previous YouTube clips, one being a turntable. So yeah, many moons ago, quite a few videos ago now. Now this thing, he doesn't want the case done, thank goodness. I'm not real crash hot with me woodwork. I leave that to Mr. Tipton and Donnie on Don's old radio shed. Yeah, I leave it to them. Well, there is a couple in here I do have to attack very shortly. One is in dreadful condition. I'm going to see can I resurrect it at all to make it somewhat presentable. It's got to be re-veneered, so that's how bad it is. So yeah, a little bit of learning curve there on veneering, staining, finishing, and I'm sure I can get some tips off this place, off YouTube. Okay, this one, radio apparently doesn't work, and this is a valve set, by the way. It does have 4 nice little legs, so it's a very retro-y type cabinet. Stereo, a speaker either side, and well, we've got a knob here that's looks out of place. Yeah, all the rest are okay. Now I do think I have another knob, so I'll try and find that for him. If not, I'll try and round up someone somewhere will have the original knob for that. Dial perspex looks good. It's on the outside. The needle runs in behind it. As far as this is concerned, there's a control there. I don't know what it is. It's the plug's missing off the back. We've got a volume, tone, volume. Oh no, sorry, we've got a balance. Tone, volume, gram or radio, and tuning. And ooh, it works, but yeah, that's pretty tight. So I don't want to mess around with that. Now I'm going to bring you guys in and we'll have a look in the top here and find out what I've got to do with the turntable. So yeah, let's have a look at it. Okay, well, here we go. Shame the spindle has been hitting on there. There might have to be a little rubber pad put there or something. Now, in here, a fairly hard type of power cord, but it looks okay. Plugs in over the side here, a little receptacle there for putting the plug in and holding it. Now, down here, obviously aerial. There's a little push terminal back here. Yes, and it even says aerial. Better bring you guys in a bit here. You're missing out on all the action. Not that there's much yet. Not with this. It's a Monarch. Yeah, had these before. They're they're not too bad. Boy, the rubber around it is very hard. We may have to replace that rubber. Don't know whether I can get white rubber. It might have to be black. Anyway, we'll see that. Car accessories, you can get stuff like this. Here we've got, well, a little device called a piece of wire that used to hold the tone arm in place. Okay, so, oh, yeah, no, we don't have a needle. Cartridge wise, I don't know what that is. We'll have to have a bit of a look at it later. Okay, here Yeah, the rubber's gone a bit hard. But anyway, we replace this whole rubber with a either a felt or cork mat of that size. So that won't be a problem. We'll just get rid of all the all the old rubbish. There you go. Yeah. Very, very brittle. And a long time since it's been any good. Now, this, well, it did turn okay. I'm not going to force that. Something's obviously amiss there somewhere. Okay. Well, the turntable's a job and a half. It's got 16, 33, 45 and 78 on this one. Manual, yeah, that's pretty hard too. On and reject. So, yeah, eject off the record. And I'm going to put that little device back into gear so that holds the arm. Right, now, there's nothing on the back of this thing. There's nothing to look at there. So I'm going to undo that screw, that screw, that screw, and that one. And we'll probably do it while you're watching. Now, I haven't worked on one of these for quite some time. I think output tube, well, or valve. We're in Australia, they're valves. I think it's a 6M5. I think this is a standard HMV lineup, maybe a 6X4 for the rectifier, 6M5, maybe a 6BE6 and a 6BA6 if we're lucky on the valves, which I have plenty of. So if you're doing one of these, well, this is what you do to get into them. And if we want, well, we're going to take the radio out. So the first place to start is in here and remove the top to get at the radio. Then we can take the knobs off, and there's probably screws underneath. Something like that. There is a screw up the front here. Excuse the hands. And that's him there. Just holds the front there. Now, yes, that's going to come up. Okay. Guys, I'm going to try and get you in the best position possible. It's quite exciting watching things coming apart. How about if I get you around here? And, well, I can't go much higher than that. I'll hit me lights. Okay, here we go. Yeah. There we go. Power cord is on a little grommet down the back there. Now I don't want to scratch any of this case. So unplug from there. That's got the motor out of the road. There's our audio. Will be unplugged. Oh, he's okay. There he is. Stereo plug. And this fella. Now, I'm just going to break that fella off. It's soldered on. Right. It's on a little tag down the bottom there. Okay, the turntable doesn't look too bad underneath, but we'll get this out. Okay, and we'll have a look at the turntable down the track. First of all, we'll start in this bit. Grommet doesn't look real good. And what do we got here? PAL connector, joiner, RF joiner, floating around. Okay, a little bit of an upmarket thing on what I thought here. We've got a 6AN7, which I quite like, a 6N8, and we've got a 12AX7 as our preamp mixer, well, preamp. It's a dual channel, and unfortunately 2 6M5s. I hope these are okay. Okay, now tuning, yeah, everything moves. Dial cord's good. Ferrite rod antenna, a couple of nice old EMI speakers. They'd be 6x9s, I'd say. No, they're 5x7s, and they would be, it doesn't say, probably 15 ohm, I would reckon, on this thing. Okay, now we've got to get this radio out of here. I'm cleaning all this out, so I will be taking the speakers out, the radio out, cleaning the whole case, putting it back together. Not actually doing the woodwork, but as I said, this has got to go back nice and clean and, well, yeah, as it was when it was new, and certainly performing as it was. But with 2 6M5s in there, and probably leaky grid capacitors, I hope these fellas are okay. Speaker transformers, both those, yeah, we don't know how they're going to be, but hopefully it hasn't had too hard a time and they will be operational. Okay, we'll come around the front and see what's got to be done here. Now, I guess the place to start is the knobs. I'm just looking at what's got to happen here. All this seems to be one part. Guys, I don't know whether we're going to take the knobs off or not. This front panel is part of... No, it's got to go back. It has to go back. Okay, knobs off, and yeah. Okay. The old cardboard trick to keep them on there. And rather than splay the pot shaft open a little bit, they've opted to putting in some cardboard, which is probably a safer thing because these can snap off and then you're in trouble. Okay, that one's okay, that one's okay, it's okay, and I don't know what this fella is, probably on off. It doesn't seem to do anything. Whatever it does, it's seized. Doesn't do anything. Okay, now this one will have, I'm pretty sure, a little grub screw in the back of him, so I've got to get a, well, something to get... he's actually a little bit loose. I can get at that. Here we go. There we go. A couple of felts in there. And we've got radio and gram. And as I said, unfortunately, that fella is missing. Now, there must be some screws underneath this. I'm pretty sure there is. Well, we're going to disconnect the speakers. Now, the speakers sort of just, well, they rest there on what used to be foam, but all the foam is deteriorated. And yeah, doesn't look real good. I'll get the speakers out and I'll be back. Okay, just pulling the first speaker out. And yeah, a little bit of fluff in there, but speaker looks fine. Other than the foam surround has really deteriorated, so we're going to have to cut another piece of foam there and just glue him on. And yeah, I think we'll get rid of the fluff as well. That was that one. And there's foam down the bottom there that they were resting against, and yeah, it's deteriorated as well. Okay, we'll get this one out, have a look at him. This is actually, the top of them is a piece of rubber that's been pop riveted onto the speaker. I don't know whether that's original. And yeah, about the same on this fella. Take his up there a little bit. Yeah, that's been there a long time. Okay, a little bit of cleaning up there. Right, well, let's speakers out. Speaker wires free. This shouldn't be a bad little unit when this is all done. Now, I'll just move some things out of the way. I'm pretty sure there's some screws underneath this chassis and it comes out the back. Slip our cord inside him. Let's have a look underneath. Transformers on this side, so that'll be the heavy side, I would say. Something's floating around in there. Here we go, and screw there, and a screw there, and one there. Looks like only 3 of them. This one, I don't know. That's where the 4 legs screw in. Yeah, so this will be a really nice little job when he's finished. Okay, just got to be careful here now when we're unscrewing these. The chassis doesn't actually fall anywhere. We don't need broken valves or anything like that. Okay, this one, no, there's no screw in there. Okay, now I've got my hand in here. No, it doesn't want to move, which is all okay. Right, well, that's definitely all there is. Let's see if we can get him out. Take our power cord back out. And Well, we've got a dial pointer here, so what happens here? The chassis, oh, just needed a bit of, now this pointer, well, sorry about the sound, I hit my microphone. There is a little screw here, like that one in the middle we took out. Okay, and well, okay, here we go. Okay, we still can't get anywhere. It's come loose. Do we lift it up? No, we can't. We can't lift it up. How do we get this out? It'd probably pay to download the manual about now, wouldn't it? Ah, yes, and I do see that is an on-off switch up the end there that is obviously, well, seized. It's certainly not working. I'm probably making it a little bit hectic for you when I scrape my microphone up beside the cabinet. And they appear to be on a rubber support. Ah, no they're not. They're on a spring and a rubber. And it's now unlatched itself. Let's try and, oh boy, let's try and get the glass out. Here we go, which is not, as I said, not glass, it's perspex. Okay, here we go. That's what's holding it. A spring that's attached to a little collar on the back of the glass, and there's two little screws that go in through the back, and well, they come off. So okay, that's we can put this in a safe place. Now we've got to get this dial pointer out. This has to come up. It can't go any further back. This is it. There we go. Okay. Now, if we have a final look in here before I clean him up in there, there's nothing to see. It's just an empty box, and in pretty good order, actually. All of it is in very good order. This will clean up really nice. Okay, needs a bit of touching up around the edges. That's easy fixed, and yeah, bit of a clean up. Okay, I'll pause the camera, I'll get rid of this, and let's have a look at this bit. Let's see how hard this project's going to be. Well, here's the other spring. I don't think they're supposed to be that hard to pull off, actually. But anyway, we can work on all that later on. Dial cord in very good condition. Now, does that just run like that? Probably needs a bit of tightening up, but yeah, sure works. Okay, turn it around for you. Got some arrangement here. Don't, there's a couple of diodes and a resistor. Well, there's a bridge there actually. So yeah, obviously there's no rectifier. So this is the AC bridge here for the high voltage. Just sits out in the open, I guess. Now, model. Here's our model. It's an N2 November 2 35 or 39. 35, I think. N2 39. And obviously this is where our phono motor, our turntable motor, was plugged in. Our phono input, audio over here. And, well, there it is, guys. Should be a very good little radio in this. I'll just get you in position there. Should be a really good little radio. Right, the exciting bit. We've seen everything here. The coil hasn't moved on the rod. The rod does have tape around it, which indicates it has been broken at some stage. It looks like tape or heat shrink wrapped around it. But anyway, that's not going to hinder the performance very much. Like, there's no AM stations to listen to. Okay. Let's see. Is the original? Here we go. Yeah, I think I'll get myself down here. I think looks pretty original to me. This is very odd how the rectifier assembly is out here. Well, it looks like it's an add-on. It's a little bridge and an add-on, as though something's happened in here, but then again there's no room in here. So, yeah. Nice big waxy there. A couple of electrodes. Yeah, little poly caps there. So they might be onto the grids of the outputs, so we mightn't have a problem. The cap over here. Another little fella there. There's a waxy there. One there, one up here, one over here, one over here. All the rest of micas in there. Doesn't look that bad. I like these chassis, so I've worked on one of these, not this exact one, not the dual channel, but the 6N8 and 6AN7 complement there. They make good little radios. Okay, been a bit of work here. There's modification here. It looks like that switch has been put in or changed. Now that's changing from gram to radio, and all this looks like it's an add-on. There's a wire being cut here and joined. Yeah, guys, we're going to have to get a circuit on this anyway. This is, yeah, some of this just doesn't look original. That may be, that shielded cable there, that all seems normal over to here, but this bit here doesn't. And there's, like there's soldering iron burns on the wire. Yeah, doesn't seem quite right. Few of these resistors, these little old square ones, not too bad. The little carbon ones here, these little rounded end things, I have problems with them. There's an electro over here, which is, I think that's on your balance, actually. And there's your on-off switch over here. So the cable comes in and comes around here on this twin, goes along the front, over here to the on-off switch. Yeah. Righto guys, there it is. Do you think we should fire it up? Probably. I think we'll fire it up and have a look at, well, what's happening. The owner said that it doesn't have radio. Do whatever's got to be done to check it out and get it working. So I'll go and connect up a couple of speakers to this, and of course we'll dim bulb this fella. We're not turning him on, that's for sure. Always through my isolation transformer up there, that's him there, goes down to my variac, goes over to the dim bulb. Okay, so there's the three of them. Always, especially the isolation transformer, use it, and a variac, well, it just saves things going bang, and certainly so does the dim bulb. Okay, fairly dirty. It needs a bit of cleaning up, but we're not going to clean it up at all. We're going to put some speakers on it and put some power on it, and let's see what this little baby's going to do. This, as I said, has solid state rectifiers, a little bridge over here. Don't quite know what that is. I'll bring you in a bit. Yeah, that's what we've got. A resistor, 4 diodes with your standard bridge, but well, this looks like an add-on. It's a 200 ohm resistor there. So why is this? Was the HT too high? Yeah, don't know. That's a bit of a mystery, this little fella. But of course, straight off, we will bring it up slowly, especially now it's got a solid state rectifier. Okay. Okay, well, all the gears set up, ready to do something with this. Now, I've got the multimeter on the B plus line. I don't know, I haven't tested the transformers yet. I'm just going to see, does the B plus come up? We've got the variac set on 150 through the isolation transformer, of course, and to the dim bulb. Now, we'll plug this in. We're on this lamp. Okay, it's only a 40 watt, that one, so it's not a very big lamp. But okay, let's. I think this power switch is in the on position. I'm not real sure. We'll see very shortly. Okay, let's turn him on. See if we've got any action from this bulb at 150 volts. And yeah, that looks fairly normal. And there's our HT. Now, as you can see, instant HT, because we've got a bridge rectifier there for the new guys. Okay, dim bulb's gone out, so we'll put him up a bit more. We'll put him, yeah, 200 volts. That's a 200. The valves are lit up, which is good. I'll get around the other side here. And is this the volume? No, that's... Okay, what have we got here? I don't know which is which. Tuning. We've got 190 on the HT. There goes my garbage truck. We've got balance here. Okay, it's in the centre. I think that's tone and volume. There is no volume whatsoever there. Oh, hang on. I heard a crackle. Okay, we're going up a little bit. We're going to 240 volts As you can see, their dim bulb is up a bit there, but that's pretty normal. And we do have a crackle. Which is good. 186 on the HT. Don't know whether that's around about right or not. Okay, so that may not be enough HT to get things moving. I'm flicking over to the other dim bulb, which is a 75 watt. Okay, here we go. He's up, and instantly we're up to 240, 230. They're conducting now. We have no radio, that's for sure. You may be able to hear very scratchy on the tone pot there. That's the balance. This will be the tone. Okay. We do have an aerial connected. Do we have any RF activity? No. A little bit on the aerial side. Nothing on the oscillator. Okay, let's wriggle. Okay, wriggle. I know some guys don't like you doing this, but anyway. It's the way it is. Okay. A little bit of a dirty connection on the 12 AX7. Okay, so we were definitely on radio. To there. And now we don't have anything. We don't have anything on the radio. Okay, well, I do have crackle on both speakers, which means both the output transformers are okay. The 6M5s are not red plating or anything like that, so they look right. 6M5, did I say 6X5? M5s. Nothing. Could be a dead tube here. Valve, sorry, in Australia. Get used to watching other channels. Okay. There is nothing happening at all. Let's tip the radio. Guys, I'm going to give the switch, something's been done with this switch. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a spray. It's a little bit dodgy. And okay, that's a little bit better. Are we on? We have nothing from the radio at all. Okay, now I'm going to switch it to what is pickup and see if we've got any activity on our pickup. I've just got a resistor here I can throw in here. Yes. Okay. So the top two are ground, the bottom two, that one is left. And that appears to be left as well. I think our balance pot needs a bit of touching up. But anyway, we have plenty of audio on our phono input. Switching back to radio, and we've got nothing. What can it be? Okay, let's check our voltages on our RF tubes, valves. I want to get that aerial away from the HT up there. Could be things happen if it touches it. Okay, we'll get that off. I'm going to take the aerial off at the moment, for safety reasons, guys. And before you ask, my cleaning fluid, no, you can't buy this anymore. Sorry, guys. It's about 30 years old. You can't get this because of the ingredients. Okay. And guys, I can't really see the 6N8 is not lighting up. It's cold, it's not lighting up. Now, if I can get a little bit of foam under here to sit him on, that's better. Okay, AC volts. Let's see if we got a heater here. Now, our heater is 3 and 4, where are we? We've got a ground there. Just trying to find where. Look, actually got audio on the RF side of the 6N8, so there's something happening there. Where's our heater voltage? Is it that one? And that one. Is that it? Yes. Okay. He goes up here. And just looking for the heater voltage, which is this one up here, and yes, it's there. A little bit low, 4.9, but we are running on the dim bulb, okay? That 6N8 is, the heater's open circuit. Okay, let me get another 6N8. We'll put in there and see what difference it makes. I'll just pause the video while I grab one. Okay, here we've got a 6N8. Now this has been tested. It's a very good tube, actually, on the tube tester. So we'll put him in and see what happens. Now the confusing part is this radio, it sort of started with a bit of static on the aerial side, and then it stopped and this valve went cold. So I don't know whether it's a loose connection, but anyway, we'll check the other valve in a minute. Now, what I wanted to do now is let's let's leave him there. We'll keep monitoring our HT. Just make sure you guys can see everything that's going on there. We'll turn him on and see what happens. Nothing's touching there. It's all okay. On, dim bulb, coming down. That's good. And can I see anything with this fella? I don't know. I can't see any filament with him at the moment. Do we have anything? Yes. Look at that. Okay. We have something happening. Okay, well, the other 6N8 obviously went AWOL. Don't know. There's some things you can't explain. Put an aerial on it. Okay. I can hear a little bit of static. Still not much. Yeah.
The humiliations of his childhood, all his life. He feels that terror of poverty that only people who've known that fear and humiliation.
There we go.
Can really know. Do you have that yourself?
Okay, fairly low volume there.
I don't know if it's as alive as a fear, but it's certainly a note, a little kind of flashlight in the back of your head. You know.
Now, go up here a bit.
Yeah, we're aware of it and
Whoa.
we tend to, but you can't actually find out what their supply chain is. You can't work out, well, hang on, did you use workers in Kenya right at home?
Okay, we've got a dirty volume pot.
So we've dug a bit deep on that and had a look at it. It's
Very dirty. A very dirty tone pot. Very dirty balance pot. But we have a radio. She's going. Okay. And if we get up here, about 1400. Let's see if we can get anything out of it. This is not the way to align a radio. We'll go through all this. It's about the best she's going to do. Not performing real well. Pretty low volume there. So, but we've got some things to do.
Related stuff, whether that's not got tentacles
Now,
to this kind of dirt trade, you know. It's 21 minutes after 11 o'clock on 2SM and the Super Radio.
Okay.
Fuel Watch, the latest fuel prices, so you know exactly.
Guys, that's full volume. So, obviously, not performing real well. But there it is. It's going. Okay, so I'm going to take it out now. I'm going to clean it up, blow some dirt out of it. As I said, this is a customer's job, not a full restoration, but we are changing the caps. We're doing everything necessary to get this baby going. Now, what I can also do, which is probably on the cards, we'll go off. We're straight on, off dim bulb there. And let's see if we've got more volume.
Lexnot works whenever you want it to. Treat life on your terms in any condition.
Not much more volume. The HT is, what is it? Well, better put the meter back on. DC 275. Now, I do have some sheets on this. I don't think I have printed them out yet. I'll come back, I'll round up all the gear, come back, and we'll see what the HT should be. I'm going to put this back on dim bulb and run it for a little while, because really it's not making a lot of difference there. But just in case something goes wrong, transformer cooks or something, we'll go and get our diagram, which has got voltages and everything on it, for this particular model, which is an N2-35. I may have said something else earlier. It's a 35, guys. N2-35. Okay, back soon. Rightio, I have a little bit more information on this thing. We've downloaded some bits and pieces. The first one is a little bit about it. Now, I've got this thing here. I'll put your screenshot up, and as you can see, it's a TableGram, this particular unit. It's an N2-35 HMV, and we're looking in around the 60s, the early 60s, between, well, in around 63 actually. And it cost £82, almost £83 Australian pounds. So what's that today? This is 1963. That's about $160, $170. Back then, I don't know what that is now. Probably worth $1,000 in today's language. So, yeah, a little bit of information there for you. IF is 457.5. Okay, so that's what we'll be aligning to. The alignment, well, pretty quick. 2 IFs, and yeah, there's I'm not real sure where the oscillator coil is. I think it's underneath there somewhere. Oscillator trimmer, aerial trimmer. It's all a very straightforward thing. So yeah, so it's a table model. It's a box table model, as you can see, a TableGram. There. Okay. Now that's not what we wanted to hear, was it? We wanted to hear what the HT was. Okay. I'll throw this image up on the screen there now. Right. Now, as you can see, we're running 240 volts. So, well, actually, it's 230 here where we are. We'll throw it into bypass at the moment, so we're straight through. And HT, as you can see on the left-hand side of the bridges, on the bridge, is 270. We're 273. So we're pretty well on the money with HT and what's going on. We've not going to do any more now other than cleaning this thing up. You will also notice that 2 transformers on the 6M5s is 3.7 ohm, okay, at 400 hertz. So yeah, well, 4 ohm speakers. I thought it would be 15s on these, but obviously I was thinking of the transistor models. 260 on the plates of the 6M5s. Okay guys, I'm going to clean this thing up. We're going to have a look at the caps, do all the caps, and well, this guy wants it right. I'm not chancing leaving any of the wax caps in here, as some viewers have pointed out, for nostalgic reasons. Those waxies have to go as far as I'm concerned. This is a repair job for me. It's a restore job for the customer, and I don't need this thing coming back because I didn't change one of the waxies. Okay, that's just the way I do things. All right, enough jaw jacking, Baz. Let's clean this thing up, get it back on the bench, and yeah, get some nice new shiny caps in it. Now, just before I go, one more thing. This 100 mic here, I won't put the other picture up. It's our cathode bypass for the 6M5s. We've got very low volume, a little bit distorted and everything. I'd say that fella there will be probably a major cause. And we've got 220 mics across 100k here. I didn't actually see that. I did see this fella, but I didn't see them. But anyway, all will be revealed. Okay guys, well, as you can see, this has been broken. Now, what I've done, I just wanted to investigate this, is I've taken the tape off, and yeah, this hasn't been glued. I'm going to super glue this together, and then we're putting some pretty hardish sort of heat shrink on this. So I want this right. It wasn't too bad, but it's just something that, well, I won't leave like it is. So it looks like it will join up okay. It looks like it'll join perfectly, but I am going to put some heat shrink on. Okay, and of course super glue works wonders with these, and very little difference in the Q with the broken rod. So yeah, well, and by Q I mean the reception of the antenna, of the rod antenna. And this is super glue gel. I prefer it for jobs like this. It doesn't run, just does the job pretty well. Okay, so a bit on there, bit on here. You don't have to put it on both sides, but this is just how I do it. Okay, join him up. I'll slide my piece of heat shrink over there. That's about the centre, and gently heat him without touching it, which will certainly hold it all together. So if you're breaking one of these rods, there's no problems in, well, it's a hassle. You don't like doing it, but there's no real problems in patching them up like this. There. Now, leave him to cool so he goes hard and doesn't move the rod. Okay guys, now just before I'm doing the caps, the tuning is very hard to turn. The spindle is down there. Now, I'm pretty sure this is where the problem is. Just going to put a bit of light 226. You probably won't see this, but just a dab on and work him in to just get our tuning working a little bit better just before I start doing the caps. And that seems to be working in okay there. There's probably other problems, like the pulleys are tight to turn. Maybe the tuning cap is tight to turn. I don't know yet. We'll get to that fairly soon. That's tuning a fair bit better there now. So yeah, I'll close him up. Actually, our tuning gang seems to be quite free. I actually think that little shaft was the problem. Okay, we'll close him up. Now, let's get on with these capacitors, eh? Now, what we can see here is a double cap. Now, this is the fella that I showed you on the diagram. You can actually see it there at the moment. That one there. Which is a 24 and a 24. Now these are rated at 400 volts. I'll be putting in 222s. I'm replacing this anyway. As I said, customer wants it gone over. Caps, well, we just replace them. Simple as that. So I don't know whether he's dead or what. Or, well, there was very little hum, so he's probably okay. But we're going to replace him anyway, so I'm taking him out, and we'll put a couple of 22s in there, probably 450 volt. Well, really, 350 volt would be ample. but yeah, initial power surge from diodes, you gotta cover it a bit. Okay, so we've got these couple in. Well, I've got this one just sitting in here. Now, from this point on the second filter cap, there was another little cap, which is this one, that was going to ground up here. All right, so it went from down here up to here. Now, what it was, come on, focus up, was an 047. Now, it's one of the little mustards. He reads okay. I'll probably keep this as a spare, but it's going, simply because if we look at our diagram, it's actually, and it details this in the parts list, it's a 0.22, okay, C27. And it's on the rail of that fella. And if we follow him up, he comes across and goes, it's the feed to the plate of the 12AX7, okay? And if we follow him down this way, he comes in here and as well goes to the plate, the other half of the 12AX7. So, yeah, 0.22 in there, not an 047, which has been put in there. So I think this radio's had a few people maybe look at it. This one, he's bulging at the end, almost to a point of, yeah, popping his guts out. But it was a 24. I've got two 24 600s. Now, of course, we always buy our caps from Carl on eBay. And here's a shot of Carl's website on eBay. Now, if you go there, you can get lots of other things, just not capacitors. But I wouldn't use anything else other than Carl's caps. Okay, so let's get this 0.22 in here and continue the journey. Okay, there's our 0.22 sitting in there, and yeah, goes between B plus number 2, B plus 1 is here, B plus 2, and now we're over here. We're going to go over here and find out what this fella is. So I'll dig out the schematic and find out what this electro is, and we've got to remove this horrible, ugly, big fella as well. Now, a lot of these capacitors, I might mention to you, I keep because there is a lot of guys out there that may like to keep the original packaging, or what enclosure, or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I keep them, so if you ever need them, I've got hundreds of them here. I don't throw them out because they are nostalgic, they are original, and yeah, it just, well, some of you guys may have time to restuff them. I don't. I've got to keep going with jobs all the time, and I'm sharing what I'm doing with you. Some are like this, it's restoring for a customer, but we can't spend weeks on it. It's got to be done fairly quickly. Okay, we'll get this fella out and find out what he is. Righto guys, well, we're looking for a 100 microfarad 25 volt. Imagine how small these are now. Well, you'll see him in a minute, but that's what he is mounted in here. Now he goes to a 100 ohm resistor, which goes to ground, and he comes up here, goes to the 6M5 and jumps to this other 6M5. Now, knowing that information, we don't have to know many details, because pin 3, I'm sorry, we've got pin 1, pin 2, pin 3. Okay, and the same here, pin 1, pin 2, pin 3. So pin 3 is our cathode. There's our 100 ohm resistor, and there's our 100 microfarad 25 volt. It's our cathode bypass cap and resistor. Now, I will also measure this resistor while I'm in this vicinity here, but we will be measuring all the resistors as we go along anyway. So, okay, 100 mic, 25 volt, let's put him in. Oh, that's pretty close, 107. Yeah, well, it's within 10%. Actually, it's a 20% resistor, silver band. So, really, 107, 106.9, that's close enough. One thing leads to the other. I'm going to have to get rid of this big fella here first and replace him, whatever it is, find out what he is, and we'll find ourselves some space there. Okay, well, as you can see, I've mounted the cathode bypass cap just in there, the little, our little 25, what is it, 100 microfarad, 25 volt, and there's a, that big cap that was in there is actually a 0.22, and I've mounted him in behind there and down to ground there. So if you're doing one of these, yeah, it clears that area a little bit. Now these little styrene caps here, I think they're the, I'm not real sure, pin 1, pin 2. Pin 2, yes, they are 0.022, and they're the grid caps for the 6M5s. Now, I will check them. I'll check them for leakage, but I would say most definitely they'll be okay. Okay, but we will check that. And this one, we will check him as well. So they're your two G1 caps, our input grids. Okay, I know what I'm saying. There's a waxy there, and there. Okay, and there's a little electro that goes on what is the balance pot. Now, that would be him there. We're after this 10 mic at the moment, we'll replace him, and then we'll move over to the RF section and do some of those. Okay, well, we've finished doing all the little waxies. They're all done. Okay guys, well, we've come to the end of the RF section. Now, the radio output, this is a little bit strange. I thought it was strange with a bit of this wiring and everything that we first noticed. But now I've come to the gram radio switch. This is the wrong switch. This has been replaced, and well, it's a 2-pole switch. A pole there, but this has 2 positions. But the thing is, it's got to be 3-pole, because seeing we've only got 2 poles here, we've got the input to the volume control over here from either side of this switch. So it doesn't matter which position the switch is in, the center, which is your output of the switch, we'll simplify this, goes over to our preamp, to the 12AX7. Okay? But the thing is, yes, radio is mono, but our gram is stereo. Now, what they've done here is a wire here, a wire here. It doesn't matter which position it's in, both pin 1 and pin 7 of the 12AX7, that wire there and the white wire are both connected to the center pole, which means a mono signal from either position. It doesn't matter which position the switch is in, you're getting a mono signal, and that includes from the gram. The other thing it's not doing is dropping off a voltage to the control grid of the 6N8. Now, if we look at the switch, we've got 3 poles here. There's one up here, there's the one here, and there's the one over here. Okay, these two are your switching mono to stereo for your radio, this one up here is actually supplying a voltage here, and we either get a voltage up to our control grid of the 6N8 and our 6AN7. So when it's on gram, it's nice and quiet. We haven't got the radio working. But how this has been hooked up, the radio's going all the time because that switch is not there. It's nowhere to be found. So what's happening here, you flick it to gram and the radio doesn't actually stop. So very quietly in the background, you've still got the radio going. The radio's not being, well, a modern term, muted. So this switch has got to be changed. We need a 3-pole, 2-position switch on this. Seeing we're going to do this, well, we might put a 3-pole, 3-position switch. And you know what the 3rd position would be there for? Yes, Bluetooth, if this person would like this done. Now, I'll have to contact the owner. If not, well, it doesn't matter. The provision is there for later expansion to a Bluetooth input. But at the moment, can't work. It's, well, can't work properly. It is working, yes, we're getting radio through, but certainly we're not getting a stereo from our pickup. And, well, what have we got up here? Because this looks like it's been replaced as well. So this comes down here, around here, to here. Well, this is interesting. Let me take us in on this one. Down here, we've got a live feed that comes over here to our balance control, which is normal. Then we've got this wire out of the balance. Okay, so they've doubled up on this one. They've gone from this input down here, round here, back to this input. So they're shorted together and ground. Okay, this cable from this side would have run down here to the balance control. But instead, they've put this wire in and wired it up to here for some reason. I don't know the reasoning behind that, but that wire should not be there, hence something's happened here. This has probably been joined because this wire originally went down here to the other switch, switching our voltage to the 6AN7 and the 6N8 for the control grid. So yeah, there's been a stereo to mono stupid conversion up here. This is yeah, well, it's not a fault, but yeah, this is something to work on. Now down here we've got a white wire which looks normal. I would say that's an original wire. This piece here I wouldn't think is original. Okay, yeah, and that's both the left and right of the 12AX7 connected together to here. So this would, after this mod, it would never ever have played a stereo record. In fact, you're probably losing volume and all sorts of things. This probably accounts to also to the low volume of everything when I started this up. So there you go, guys. That's what we've got to fix up. I've got to find a 3-pole 2-position switch, which is quite easy, and put in here, and do away with this 2-pole 2-position, which cannot work. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave this video. This has gone on long enough. We've now up to this stage. I'm going to start the next video, which will be the next part of replacing the switch, show you just what I'm doing, and a little bit of alignment, putting this in the cabinet, and then we'll get on with the turntable on the next part of this. Now, just before we go, I'll turn this over. We'll make sure that this is still working on the radio, that the radio is working fine. I will take the video out with the radio working, and please remember to subscribe. Hit the bell. You'll be notified as soon as I put the next part up. I'm working on this continuous, so I'm just shortening the video a bit. And give us a like if you like this one. This is an interesting one. Okay, guys, I'll catch us on the next part. Won't be long. And, yeah, look after yourselves. Cheers for now. Bye.